Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So we talked about 8 minutes in Florida. Now we're going to talk about 8 days in Florida because there have been some developments. If you are unaware of the situation here, the governor is forcing the schools to reopen, even those who know it's a bad idea, mandating they reopen. He's doing this because Trump told him to. Now, Trump has since softened on this a little bit, but not really. He goes back and forth. He knows he made a mistake, but he's not enough of a leader to admit it. So, while every once in a while you get a statement from him that seems to say, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this, he still pushes for it. The governor is marching in lockstep. So in 2 weeks, unless something changes, the schools are going to open in a lot of districts. So what has happened? What's happened in the last 8 days? We have gone from 23,170 cases involving children, starting from the very beginning, to 31,150, a 34% increase in 8 days. 7,980 cases, almost 1,000 cases a day. That first number, 23,000, was from the very beginning. 8,000 in 8 days. This is because there was a messaging change. The idea that we're returning to normal. They're going to have to go back to school, so parents relaxed. Yeah, go play. Let's go back to school shopping. 8 days. 8 days we had that increase. And I know there are people saying that, well, yeah, so they get it, but it doesn't really impact them. It's not like they get, really sick or anything. In the same 8 days, we have had a 23% increase in hospitalizations. It's not true. It will impact them. The latest research out of South Korea says that children transmit just as easily as adults. This happened because parents trusted government officials who have a long record of showing they don't care about the kids. They do not care. They care about the economy. And we're going to get to that aspect of it in a minute. In the state of Florida, a lot of districts have distance learning capabilities. Use them. Use them. If your district doesn't, you can't get your kid enrolled. In the state of Florida, all it takes is a letter to the superintendent to pull your kid out of school and start homeschooling. There are some requirements after that. They involve keeping a binder of your child's educational activities and stuff like that. It's not difficult. Look into it. It is not hard. The requirements are not hard. We are a very homeschool friendly state. Who knew? Because I think that may be the best idea. This is with the schools still closed. This is just with a change in messaging. Once the governor forces those schools to reopen and kids are back, these numbers are going to go up. And they're all going to say, oh, nobody could have predicted this. Here's the warning sign. This is the flashing red light that this is a really bad idea. Since nobody really cares about the kids, let's just go ahead and go to what people care about, the economy. Kids transmit just as easily. So kids in these petri dishes of schools will be taking this home to their parents, who will then spread it around their workplace. The Florida economy will grind to a halt. We are tourism. How many people go on vacation at a leper colony? The governor is going to destroy the state's children and its economy in one fell swoop. Sadly, people seem more concerned about the economy. And I know there are some people saying, for economic reasons, you know, kids have to go back to school for their parents. And that's a tough decision to have to make. That is a tough decision to have to make. Maybe if you look through the homeschooling stuff, you can work out some other alternative. They do seem, it seems relatively simple. It seems easy. And then there's the idea that, you know, kids have to go back to school because that's the only, you know, meal they're gonna get. And that sounds great, except the people saying this have absolutely no interest in solving the issue of poverty. They just want to push it off on the school. And I'd like to point out that in the guidance from the CDC, it says that kids should bring their own food. There is no reason to reopen these schools. It's a bad idea. They're going to pretend like they didn't know. Here's the warning sign. We're not even open yet. Just a change in messaging altered the outcome. It's not a partisan thing. It's not a partisan thing unless you ignore the facts on the ground. Unless your political party has indoctrinated you to the point where you will disbelieve what you know to be true. You're going to believe the party over your own eyes. And you're going to risk your kids over it. I don't know. Bury them with a stuffed elephant, I guess. This is a bad idea. There's no reason to reopen these schools. The teachers don't want it. The school administrators don't want it. The numbers say it's a bad idea. But hey, the guy who didn't know how to put on his mask, well, he says it's important. Let's go with that. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.